Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Alexa, good morning. Alexa, good morning.
Tuesday, August 30th.
Alexa, good morning.
Today is Tuesday, August 30th. It's 6:15 a.m.
Well,
right now in Pahrump, it's
okay, mental overload. We shall proceed. That was 1 minute and 16 seconds of pain. But that kind of goes with our theme today, that you have to struggle. You have to struggle. Before we get into that, let's say what we're doing here. This is Thriving Warrior Department of Career Services, where our job is to help you get from point A to point B. Point A is where you are. Point B is someplace better, someplace you want to go. We do it many ways, one of which is these little early morning 10-minute like-ish sort of, but not really, podcasts where we try to go with a couple things. We do basically three things. We talk about a video, inspirational, motivational, transformational video. We do a TED Talk that's part of our apprentice course, and we hear something from Seth Godin. So we do those three things to prepare you. So for the people who just watched this video, that's not really enough. It's just the start. That's the 10 minutes. That's the warm-up. That's the motivation. Like, oh God, this sucks. I got to go on to something else. So, so we do it through these videos. And so good morning, Greg. Good to see you out there. Need some advice, some opinions, some suggestions based upon the picture I sent you and Jeff this morning of what to do. But okay, let's follow up. So today's chat is about do stuff that sucks, or you have to struggle. Why do you have to struggle? Everybody's trying to have a life that doesn't have struggle. Well, if you get used to the struggle, what? It prepares you for life. If you want to live, if you're always in a pleasure bubble where you have no challenges, no obstacles, no frustrations, no uncertainty, no doubt, no VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, or ambiguity, if you have none of that and your pleasure bubble bursts, bonk, or pop, you won't be prepared for the real world outside of your pleasure bubble. But the more prepared you are, the better you will do, because life is hard. If you want to just focus on non-struggle, it's not really going to be fulfilling. And so Greg, who is, I think, the second oldest guy in our program, is probably the hardest working guy. Probably puts more hours in, punching or clock hours in, than anyone else. He works for this, he works for that, he works here, he works there. It's busy working, and it's fulfilling, and it's happy. Okay, so you have to struggle. If you're not struggling, you're not trying hard enough. Simple as that. And if you're not trying hard enough, you're not going to get better. And if you're not going to get better, things aren't going to change. And the only reason you're watching this is because you're at a stage 2. So it should be my life sucks. Okay. Do stuff every day that sucks so that when the suck comes, you're prepared. Do stuff every day that sucks. Just get in the habit. Don't pursue, oh, that sucks. I don't want to do it. Do stuff that sucks. That way, when the suck comes, you're ready. You have to struggle. And lastly, from the video today, don't quit when you're tired. Quit when you're done. Don't quit when you're tired. Quit when you're done. Again, this develops muscles of moral courage or muscles of discipline. Let's say that. Nancy Kane would say muscles of moral courage. When you do things you don't want to do, when you do things that are scary, when there's a lot of VUCA, etc. I want to do that. Okay, TED Talk today, Seth Godin. Seth Godin's talking week. This is week 3, day 2. Day 1, this is about how do you get people to do what you want? How do you get people in your car, your metaphorical car, headed to Successville? How do you do that? Well, David Logan says, join tribe, nudge forward. By doing that, you now have power. If you can nudge people forward, come on, Rumi, let's go. If you can nudge people forward, you have power. You need to make sure you're nudging them to the right place. Okay, Seth Godin talks about a 4-step, well, I guess we'd do it this way, a 4-step formula for nudging people. First, find part of the status quo to change. If you don't change anything, you're not going to have power. People aren't going to do what you want. Carry on, proceed. Okay, no, you have to, good morning, Diana. You have to find something to change. Find part of the status quo to change. Number 2, tell a compelling story. Number 3, connect the true believers. And more importantly, ignore the non-true believers. Don't go after the people who disagree with you. Don't argue with them. Do what Jesus said to his disciples. Dust off your sandals and go to the next town. And then number 4, lead them. Okay, that's the Seth Godin 4-step formula, which you will see in his video today, which is part of this. So that's 2 things you need to do. So this 10-minute-ish, not really, podcast, followed by the 10-minute motivational video, followed by 18 minutes of Seth Godin, where you should be writing 5 things down a day that you want. Like that. Bump. Freeze frame. So that's Seth Godin. That's Seth Godin part 1. That's the Seth Godin TED Talk of how do you nudge people. 4-step formula. Find something to change, tell a compelling story, connect the true believers, and more importantly, ignore the non-true believers and then lead them. Tomorrow, what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about the hardest part of those 4 steps. Just like yesterday was join tribe, nudge forward. Today was, well, how do you nudge? Okay, tomorrow is one of those 4 things, Simon Sinek. So is it going to be how to find something to change? No, that's pretty easy. Is it going to be connect the true believers, ignore the non-true believers? No, that's pretty easy too. You just say, like Jerry Maguire, who's coming with me? And the true believers will say, I will go with you, like Dorothy, I will go with you. And then you lead them. So like she says, right now, yeah, let's go. And then you lead them. So that only leaves step 2, telling a compelling story. So tomorrow we're going to hear from Simon Sinek on how to tell a compelling story. Okay, that's that. We're 9:37 in, looking pretty good. Unbeatable versus perfect, Seth Godin. Google has killed more than 200 projects over the last few decades. They fail all the time. More than once a month, they shut down a business that frightened their competition and seduced customers. I did not know that. That's part of the recipe for becoming an unbeatable behemoth. Fail a lot, but be like a Navy SEAL, get up. Institutions like Western Union and AP and Woolworths and Sears forgot this part. P.S. Generation Carmen, an almanac for kids, is now freely available in more than 10 languages worldwide. Please share it with someone you care about. Okay. Let's see. There's a link in the thing to the projects Google has killed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so we're not going to look at that. Very interesting. Once again, thank you to Seth Godin, who's always a supporter and proponent of people improving themselves. What's left? Oh, that. What is that? What is that? Right. Waiting for somebody to post it. Right. That is Navy SEAL Maxim. We're going to call that Maxim number 1. Navy SEAL Maxim number 1. Yesterday was the only easy day. We're going to add Maxim number 2, which is embrace the suck. Since today we got that you have to struggle, let's add on embrace the suck. Do things that suck every day. Do stuff that sucks every day. Do stuff every day that sucks so that when the time comes that it sucks, you'll be prepared. Get out of your little pleasure bubble that you're trying to create for yourself. Just step out a little bit, open the door, get out of the little pleasure bubble for a little while. Do something that sucks. Then you can climb back in your little pleasure bubble and proceed. Okay. Yesterday was the only easy day. That should be one of the 5 things that you write down. What do you want to do? What are 5 things you want today? Yesterday was the only easy day. Write it down. You'll program your RAS, your reticular activating system. That will be something that is important. And when you find something that sucks, you will move towards it rather than by habit moving away from it. Okay. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Am I improving? I would say for today, based upon a conversation I had last night with Anna, is try to just go through today, one day, just appreciating stuff. Don't complain. Try to go through one day without complaining about something. Write that on your list of things that you want to do today. Don't complain about anything. And the third thing you could write is show appreciation. Write that down on your list of 5 things you want today. Don't complain about anything. Show appreciation. And most of all, be more samurai. And so I had a discussion with somebody about what is be more samurai like. Be more samurai does not mean don't notice when people are falling short. It doesn't mean that at all. It's an internal thing where you try to do everything to the best of your ability. You try to do it perfectly. You try to have the perfect, whatever it is, you try to do it perfectly. If you need to stack boxes, you stack boxes perfectly. That's what be more samurai is. Whatever you're doing, do it the best. Try to be perfect at doing it. And that doesn't mean take forever to stack boxes. You have an allotted time to do the boxes. Try to do the work perfectly in that allotted time. Okay, we're at 14:43, so we're way over. I am going to say and cut, but I'm always available by phone, number down below. I'm always available by text, number down below. And we have other things to help people get from point A to point B. But if you don't take advantage of those, that is on you. Step out of your pleasure bubble. You'll feel better. And cut. Cut. Cut.